Good morning and welcome to FCU's final virtual Sunday service of this church year. And I want to wish every father out there a happy Father's Day to all of you and all those dad figures. I think my dad is listening in Pennsylvania, so happy Father's Day, Dad. Please be sure to read Community Matters. It has so much important FCU info. And what I'm going to choose to lift up today is to remind you that with the exception of July 4th and the Sunday of Labor Day weekend, there will be something every Sunday at 10 a.m. for you online that will keep you connected with our church community. So please be sure to keep an eye on your email for weekly info. And I forgot to say who I am. So it's the last one. So my name is Cindy Malley, and I am really happy to serve you as one of your deacons, especially in the last very interesting year and a half. So thank you for joining us. I hope that the next time you see me in this role, I'll be standing behind the pulpit. Welcome to church.
Greetings. On behalf of the Standing Committee, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to our two search teams who came together to do the good works of our church community during an unprecedented time. You have brought us two wonderful candidates who no doubt will add greatly to the magic that happens here at FCU. Thank you for saying yes when asked to serve this community. I have a feeling 2021 is going to be a great year here at FCU. We thank with the deepest amount of gratitude our Director of Religious Education Search Team members, Karen Tucker-Barisano, Cheryl Lichtig, Rich Lombardi, and Kristen McManus. We also wish to thank our Office Administration Search Team members, Chris Ersland, Sarah Cope, and Rochelle Chambliss. And of course, we also wish to thank the many volunteers who supported our search team members along the way. It truly does take a village, and we are so grateful for the ways in which so many people have shown wonderful leadership to our church community. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Malley Lozeau, and I am the music director. I wanted to introduce our Prelude today. We have some other people besides me. We have Peter Ersland, Lara Semple, Eric Semple, and Jim Barisano. They contributed some music. They sent it to Reverend Lara and I, and we decided to use it for today. You're going to hear them playing and singing Blue Skies.
Blue skies shining at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long.
Here we have arrived together this solstice day with gratitude. We have arrived with gratitude to close this most unusual church year. We give thanks for the miracles of technology that held us together across distance all year. And thanks for the miracles of science that allowed many of us to give and receive hugs these past 2 days as we gave and received flowers. We give thanks for the miracle of community too, for people who continually inspire awe with their caring and kindness. Let us rejoice and be glad in this day we have been given, and let us worship. This is the time in our service for lighting the chalice and saying the words of our covenant. If you have a chalice or a candle at home, I invite you to light it now and say the words along with our leader this morning, our leaders really. It's a mysterious video. Harry Palmer is lighting the chalice and you'll hear his mother saying the words of the covenant.
Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
So good morning, and welcome to First Church Unitarian here in Littleton, Massachusetts. My name is Lara Hoke, and I am really so lucky to be the minister of this incredible congregation. I join with Cindy in welcoming you this morning. If this is your first time finding us online, I'm glad you did find us. And if you haven't already, go to our webpage, fculittle.org, scroll down on the homepage, and you'll see a purple rectangle, and it says virtual pew card. If you click on that, if you wish, you can put in your information and somebody will contact you. That might be important because after today, we'll be going to some Zoom services shortly, and you'll need the address for that. So if you want those links, make sure you let us know. Okay, so happy solstice and happy Father's Day to all the fathers and fathering figures out there. We have lots of great music, lots more great music, I should say, and other surprises for you this morning, along with our flower communion. So let's get going with our opening hymn. It's another hymn that our choir has performed for us virtually out of the Teal hymnal so that we can keep learning those hymns. This is hymn number 1000, Morning Has Come, and you'll see the words on the screen.
Morning has come, arise and greet the day. Dance with joy and sing a song of gladness. The light of hope here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. A new day dawns, once more the gift is given. Wonder fills this moment shared together. The light of peace here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. Open our eyes to see that life abounds.
All right, we've arrived at the time for all ages. So if there are any children or kids where you are, make sure they come up to hear and see the story. We have a time for all ages in 4 parts. Don't go anywhere. Each part is short and they're all fun. The first part is a story told by our own Chair of Religious Education, Susan Palmer. Then we have a fun gathering video showing the gathering that happened with RE back on June 11th, I think it was. And then we have an RE recognition moment. And then finally, we have the introduction of our new Director of Religious Education. So enjoy.
I have a really fun and different book for you today. It's called The Book with No Pictures, and it's written by B.J. Novak. This is a book with no pictures. It might seem like no fun to have someone read you a book with no pictures. It probably seems boring and serious, except here's how it works. Everything the words say, the person reading the book has to say, no matter what. That's the deal, that's the rule. So that means even if the words say blork, wait, what? That doesn't even mean anything. Blurf. Wait a second, what? That is the kind of book I wanted to read, and I have to say every word the book says. Uh-oh. I am a monkey who taught myself to read. Hey, I'm not a monkey. And now I am reading you this book with my monkey mouth in my monkey voice. That's not true. I am not a monkey. Yes, I am a monkey. Also, I am a monkey robot. Wait, what? And my head is made of blueberry pizza. Wait a second. Is this whole book a trick? Can I stop reading, please? No? And now it's time for me to sing you my favorite song. A song? Do I really have to sing a glug, glug, glug? My face is a bug. I eat ants for breakfast right off the rug. What? This book is ridiculous. Can I stop reading yet? No. There are more pages. I have to read the rest. My only friend in the whole wide world was a hippo named Boo Boo Butt. Boo Boo Butt? And also, the kid I'm reading this book to is the best kid ever in the history of the entire world. Oh, really? And this is the smartest kid too, because this kid chose this book even though it has no pictures. Because this kid knows this is the book that makes grown-ups have to say silly things. And make silly sounds like, oh no, here it comes. Glurp gawako, magrumpadoo, aye, broog, 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 oomph, eemp, bleggity, bleggity, glibbity, globbity, globbity, glibbity, beep boop, badoogie face. Oh my goodness. Please don't ever make me read this book again. It is so silly. In fact, it is utterly preposterous. Next time, please, 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 please choose a book with pictures. Please, because this is just too ridiculous to read. The end. Bonk. I didn't want to say that.
All right. Just as, yeah. No. It never ends. You just keep going.
This is exhausting.
Today, we'd like to appreciate all that you've done for our church community and service to the children. I have had the pleasure of serving with you, I think it's been since 2008, in so many different capacities, from us being teachers, to serving on the RE committee, to training in spirit play, and then as you became our chair in 2012 when Debbie Keller came to us. And then the following year, we had an interim DRE. So you were our fearless leader for sure, until we found Vicki Miriam in 2014. So bottom line, you have served under 2 chairs, 1 interim DRE, and 3 DREs. Okay. As our chair for 9 years. That's a lot of service, Susan. You deserve a break. So my fondest memories of you over the years have been witnessing your devotion to the children. You have ever so careful and creative ideas around curating curriculum specifically for the different age groups that we had. Your quiet and humble leadership. And for me, your ever-present humor and wit that you brought to our meetings. So no matter how strapped we were for teachers or substitutes or somebody to help out, there was one phrase that you'll always be known for, and that was, "No problem, I'll be happy to help." So we would like to present you with a couple of things here. One of them is a poster that the children and the RE adults made for you. I'll show everybody just so they can see. And everybody wrote Susan a note and some pictures, if you will.
Thank you. It's lovely.
You're welcome. And then we have a journal for you, which has all of the different quotes that you put in Community Matters on Fridays. Are in here, and I have to say they're magnificent. They're magnificent. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
And finally, a beautiful bouquet of flowers for you and the family to enjoy. So, needless to say, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for your service. And we'll miss you, but you deserve the break.
Thank you, Karen. I'm not really going anywhere, so I'll still be there. And again, if you need me, I'll be there to help.
Oh, I knew you should say that.
Thank you,
Susan.
Good morning. I'm Karen Tucker-Barisano on the standing committee, but also on the DRE search team. And we are so very happy to announce and introduce you to our new DRE, Thea Shapiro. After interviewing many candidates and waiting for just the right person, Thea offered her application to FCU in April. She has served as DRE for the Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Andover for the past 16 years and worked with Reverend Lara while they served together. She's very familiar with the one-room schoolroom model as well as navigating an RE program through the pandemic. I thank the search teams who supported this effort since last fall And with that, I would like to introduce you to Thea Shapiro.
Hi, I'm Thea Shapiro, and I'm the new Director of Religious Education for First Church Unitarian, and I am really excited to be here. I am really excited to get started, to meet the children and the youth and the families and people who've been coming forever and people who will be coming and new people, just everyone. This is such an exciting time for me, and I hope it is for you too. I can't wait to learn how you do things and how we can do things together. A few things about me. I was the Director of Religious Education for the Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Andover for about 17 years. I worked with Reverend Lara when she was the minister there. I have my first garden happening in my backyard right now, and I'm very excited about that. I'm really, really happy that we have these COVID vaccinations and that I was able to get back from visiting my daughter in Los Angeles. And I hope you too have been able to protect yourself and go out in the world and see loved ones you haven't seen for a while. So my basic philosophy is that when you or we connect with play and art and our own passions, what we're really passionate about, we grow and we connect to our spirits really, really deeply. And that is what I hope to bring to the children and youth. Fun, play, joy, and introspection to help them and myself and maybe everyone in some way grow and be the person that we were meant to be. I wish you the best summer, and please feel free to contact me after August 1st. My email will be dre@fculittle.org. I so look forward to meeting you all. Thank you for having me.
Yay! I am so excited that I'm going to get to work with Thea again. She's great. I think you're going to love her. Thea is a wonderful artist, and she loves kids. The kids love her. And everything she does just seems to be filled with a special grace. So it's going to be great. And thank you so much, Susan, again, for everything. You have served for so long on the RE committee, and we are forever grateful for that. And we're glad you're still around to help too. And it was wonderful to have Vicki there for our last RE gathering in person this year. So, all right, now is the time in our service for sharing our generosity. First Church Unitarian here in Littleton is a self-supporting congregation, and we rely on the generosity of members and friends for our good works. If you're able to make an offering this morning, we're grateful for that. You see the address here if you want to send in a check, or also you see the website link again. You can also donate online. If you go to the website, you'll see a yellow donate button in the top right. And if you click on that, it will tell you how to donate online if you wish to do that. This morning's offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation.
Thanks. I just wanted to announce what you're going to be hearing. We tried to count it out. I think this is maybe the 5th or 6th year. I'm not sure. The church choir and I are very happy to present a new reiteration of Let the River Run, originally by Carly Simon. This version is arranged by Craig Hella Johnson. And what I did for this year is I took the tracks that everybody recorded last year in 2020 and made some new tracks. We worked on the introduction, and I also kept the drums that Charlie Weeks contributed last year. So you're going to hear voices from that are a year old, from a lot of people who aren't still joining us for the virtual rehearsals, but were joining us a year ago. So you're probably going to hear 22 voices, I think. So please enjoy this iteration of Let the River Run 2021.
coming to the edge, running on the water, 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 coming to the edge, running on the water.
This morning, I'm going to give 3 short talks, homilets, if you will, that will be separated, each of them, by a lovely piece performed virtually by our choir as a beautiful gift to us. My first homilet is called Fathers. Certain things need to be done when raising children. Someone has to make an income, someone has to fix broken things, someone has to deal with the scary bugs. Children need to be cleaned, clothed, fed. They need to be comforted, and they need to be protected. They need to be taught life skills. And yes, sometimes they need discipline. Social conservatives want to assign that role primarily to the father, making him the ultimate authority figure. As comedian and former faux conservative Stephen Colbert put it, a father has to be a provider, a teacher, a role model, but most importantly, a distant authority figure who can never be pleased. Otherwise, how will children ever understand the concept of God? So said the old fake conservative Steve Colbert. I come to a somewhat different conclusion from social conservatives. All children, I do believe, need discipline. I just don't think it matters much whether it's fathers, mothers, or any of the other possible combination of caregivers or guardians that do it. The important thing is that the parental figures or primary guardians are loving and responsible. As we sing in a familiar hymn found in our gray hymnal, strong Mother God, working night and day, warm Father God, hugging every child, caring and forgiving. So nurturing, which we often talk about on Mother's Day, and discipline with protection, which we often talk about on Father's Day, need to come from primary caregivers, whether they be male, female, non-binary, or intersex. So much about fatherhood and parenting and life, really, is showing up, the gift of your presence, as they say. And I know that many fathers, particularly in the 21st century in America, seem to do it all in a way that used to be confined to women. I know this congregation has many such fathers, fathers who do so much more than just showing up. But I really shouldn't say just showing up. It's a major task, a time-consuming one. And in the case of certain middle school band performances that you might have attended, it's a seemingly interminable one too. So today, Father's Day, I give props to all of you fathers and fathering figures who show up. And for those of you men who have not experienced traditional fatherhood, thank you for being positive role models for the children and youth of this congregation. I bet some of you are positive role models, maybe even father figures in other settings too, with children of friends and relatives and those close to you. Thank you as well. Your presence is worth much more than you know in the lives of the children you know, whether they have a father or fathers of their own or not. We're all better off for your presence. I also know that Father's Day can be a complicated day. And in recognition of that, I'd like to share a Father's Day prayer by Kirk Lodman Copeland. Let us praise those fathers who have striven to balance the demands of work, marriage, and children with an honest awareness of both joy and sacrifice. Let us praise those fathers who, lacking a good role model for a father, have worked to become a good father. Let us praise those fathers who, by their own account, were not always there for their children, but who continue to offer those children, now grown, their love and support. Let us pray for those fathers who have been wounded by the neglect and hostility of their children. Let us praise those fathers who, despite divorce, have remained in their children's lives. Let us praise those fathers whose children are adopted and whose love and support has offered healing. Let us praise those fathers who, as stepfathers, freely choose the obligation of fatherhood and earned their stepchildren's love and respect. Let us praise those fathers who have lost a child to death and continue to hold the child in their heart. Let us praise those men who have no children, but cherish the next generation as if they were their own. Let us praise those men who have fathered us in their role as mentors and guides. Let us praise those men who are about to become fathers. They may openly delight in their children. And let us praise those fathers who have died, but live on in our memory, and whose love continues to nurture us. Today, we praise you all. Happy Father's Day.
Ubi caritas et amor, ubi caritas Deus ibi est, ubi caritas et amor, ubi caritas Deus ibi est.
Number 2, flowers. Flowers are famously ephemeral. They don't last very long. Perennials come back year after year, but they sure don't stay in bloom for long. And annuals stay in bloom for a bit longer, but they won't be back the next year. Either way, flowers are nature's beautiful candle lit at both ends. As Edna St. Vincent Millay wrote, "I light my candle at both ends. It will not last the night. But ah, my foes, and oh, my friends, it gives a lovely light." Flowers are like that, nature's candle lit at both ends. Flowers are a great reminder that there is no moment but this moment. to see in the flowers that we are living in eternity right now. Be here now, the flowers say. Flowers in all their beautiful shapes, sizes, and scents are a reminder that nature loves variety. They are a reminder that diversity is divinity. The beautiful bouquets that we created for our flower communion this year are a vivid reminder that the beloved community is not a bland melting pot, but a glorious multicultural creation. Indeed, it takes all of our efforts, all of our gifts to create the beautiful bouquet that is the beloved community. Thank you for all you do for your family, for your friends and neighbors. Thank you for all you do for this congregation, for this community, and for our earth community. Thank you.
Ubi caritas et amor, ubi caritas, Deus ibi est, ubi caritas et amor, ubi caritas, Deus ibi est.
My third and final homilet is called Flower Communion. The Flower Communion is a wonderful Unitarian Universalist tradition. The story begins with the Reverend Norbert Chopik, who founded the Unitarian Church in Czechoslovakia. He introduced the ritual of the Flower Communion to his congregation in June 4th, 1923. It's almost 100 years old now. Chopik was feeling the need for a symbolic ritual to bind Unitarians together, and he chose this communion service concept as a familiar way to many Unitarians in his context who had left Roman Catholicism. Chopik contributed much to Unitarianism and now Unitarian Universalism. He wrote more than 90 hymns, many of which are still in use in Europe. A few of them are still in our gray hymnal today. But he's best known for his invention of the Flower Communion and for the brave way that he died. Chopik lived in Czechoslovakia when it was ceded to Nazi Germany prior to World War II. He was a very courageous man who spoke out against the racism and oppressive policies of the Nazis. Eventually, the Nazis captured Chopik and shipped him off to the death camps at Dachau, where he was killed in June 1942. And this makes him one of our tradition's martyrs. And it makes the celebration of the Flower Communion that much more poignant. Here are the words that Chopik used as he consecrated the flowers in his church in Prague. He prayed, "Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world." The words of Norbert Chopik. Amen.
Ubi caritas et amor, ubi caritas, Deus ibi est, ubi caritas et amor,
Thanks so much, choir, for making that gorgeous recording. It's so appreciated. Okay, it is time for our annual tradition, the flower communion. And as I alluded to in the call to worship, many of you were able to come by in person these last couple of days to give and receive flowers outside, which was great. So I hope you will enjoy this video. Thank you to everyone for coming by to give and receive flowers, and to everyone who sent a picture in. What a beautiful tradition. All right, it is time for our closing song. It's What a Wonderful World, and you will see the words on the screen. All right, friends, it is time for our closing words. And if I could have my, I am volunteering her right now. I actually have, for the first time all year, somebody I can hold hands with for the closing words. How about that? It's our own Martha Childs. So, yay. Hold hands if you can, or hold your own hands and feel that warmth. Time for our closing words. Friends, we have reached the end of a strange, and I think when we look back, in some ways, a strangely wonderful era. I think as we look back, we'll see more and more silver linings from this time. But we know that the next time we have a regular church service, with any luck at all, we will all be together in this very sanctuary. And for that, we end where we began, with gratitude and thanks for the miracles of science and community and figuring things out together. Blessed be and amen. Go in peace.
Our postlude today is One More Gift from the Church Choir and myself. Again, it's and the assistant music director. It's been a difficult year, but we maintained our weekly rehearsals. We learned new music. We made lots of recordings to share with you, and I'm glad that we were able to stay connected the best that we can. Today for the postlude, you're going to hear A Parting Blessing by J. Jerome Williams, and we've sung it before, and this is an arrangement that we made just for this service. So please enjoy, and we will see you soon.